Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm Angel PT, and for today what I have here is Bayonetta, finally on the PC. So Bayonetta is developed by Platinum Games and it's using their in-house engine. It seems that Platinum Games is very happy with the PC and Sega is getting happier every day that passes. So looking to the settings, one of the big things is that you can personalize between the voices on Japanese and English. Many people seem to like this option. I didn't try it out, but I believe it works. But what it doesn't work really on the graphics settings is, well, the anti-aliasing. So whatever you choose, multi-sampling 2, 4, 8 or 16, it's not going to work. So if you want to force any type of anti-aliasing, maybe you are going to need to force it on the drivers of AMD or the drivers of NVIDIA, depending on what graphic card do you have. So for this video I'm going to play the intro part, which is very demanding for most of the systems, maybe the most demanding sequence of the game. And I'm going to play a little bit of the Prologue, which is a little bit less demanding. So for the video I will be using 1080p with the maximum settings. But I decided to try out the game too at 1440p using VSR from AMD, which is the same thing of DSR from NVIDIA. Okay, and one of the things that I can tell is that this game comes locked with 60 FPS, whatever you are using VSync or not. 60 FPS is the maximum frame rate you can go with this game. For me it's fine, but it might be a little bit bad news for high frame rate screens, but I believe no people would use high frequency screens with an HD 7850. At least I hope so. Let's see, what can I talk a little bit more? Oh, okay, about the frame rate. Playing at 1080p maximum settings offers no challenge to this PC. CPU was fine, GPU was pretty much between the 35 to 60% of usage, so no problem at all maintaining the 60 FPS, even on the part with a lot of alpha effects and a lot of action like this one. And for the 1440p, the story is just a little bit different. The game maintains 6 FPS, but it drops sometimes to 54, 53 or 55. It isn't really a problem at all, because the drops are just slightly small drops, but they are there anyway. But it just happens very rarely. It was just 8% of the times that it dropped from the 60 FPS. So let's see. So if you are interested in Bayonetta for the PC, I left a link on the description of the video for Steam. So it's there on Steam. It's actually pretty cheap. But anyway, if you want to buy through Kinguin, I left a link there too for the Kinguin. By buying through the Kinguin link, not only you are getting the game cheaper, well, that depends. On my country, actually, it's a little bit more expensive on Kinguin by the time of the video, but usually with time it gets a little bit more cheaper. But not only you can get the game cheaper, maybe in a couple of weeks through Kinguin, also you will be supporting this channel if you buy through that link. Okay, so that's pretty much it that I want to talk about Bayonetta on the HD 7850 and the Phenom II. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Their victory was short-lived. Fearing the witch's dark abilities, humans began to condemn the remaining Umbra. They launched the witch hunts, rounding up the battle-weary witches with little resistance and subjugating those who wished to continue the struggle. Human faith in the miracles of their god pushed the witch hunts further, and soon the Umbra witches, keepers of the darkness, were extinguished from the earth. All but one.
Hello boys and girls, welcome to the performance section of the video. So on the intro sequence, with the completely maximum settings, keeping in mind that multi-sampling doesn't work by now, at 1440p I got an average of 60 FPS. You can look to the yellow line and there are some drops here and there, but nothing too special. As for the green line, which is 1080p, it was completely fine, so no big drops. For the Prologue, which was the second part, well, you can see that 1440p it appears to have a couple of drops, but much less pronounced as the very beginning intro. As for 1080p, it was silky smooth 60 FPS, just like the intro. So 8% of the frames was lower than 60 FPS on 1440p, while 1080p it was just 0.3%. That might be even a margin of error from Fraps. So the game with the maximum settings at 1080p used 700 megabytes of VRAM, so if you have the 1 GB version of the HD 7850, you won't have a problem with this game at 1080p, okay? So the game uses 3 GB of RAM for me, so if you have 4 GB on your PC, it should be enough to power up this game. CPU usage was between the 20 and the 40%, so no problems at all, and GPU usage was giving its maximum at 99%, which means that the CPU wasn't bottlenecking. Even this is really great news because the game is DirectX 9, and not only AMD sucks at DirectX 9, 10 and 11, but it seems that CPU was completely enough for this, so extremely good news. So that's all that I want to talk about Bayonetta on the PC Steam version. Hope you did enjoy the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Thank you a lot for watching.